Sorry to say it's a fail on this occasion. Alright, there's 3 serious faults. There's 1 for the emergency stop. Are you aware of what might have gone or was missing on that emergency stop?
Well, it ended up stalling, so I don't think I put my clutch down in time to stop it from doing that.
Correct, you did put it down but not quite in time.
Yeah.
So, but it's not the end of the world if you stall. What I'm looking for there is to respond quickly and stop the car reasonably quick, and you did do.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world getting that down. What you missed was your right blind spot check.
Yeah.
Alright, why do you need to check your blind spots, Luke?
Just see if there's anything that's like right there that I don't know, might be coming around, or...
It's not going to be a zone that's shown in your mirrors, is it, either?
Yeah.
So you've got to check that before you move off. I know the adrenaline probably kicks in a little bit with the emergency stop, but you've...
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, I'm pleased you got your handbrake on as soon as you stopped, and you know, you got it into first, you moved off without too much fuss, but yeah. We need that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll just circle that so we remembered that we've spoken about it. The other 2 serious faults was an accumulation of faults.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 faults for changing direction, and that's ended up as a serious fault there. So we've got a couple coming off roundabouts.
Yeah.
So the observation being a little bit late. Why do you need to check your mirrors, particularly left sometimes, when steering off roundabouts?
Just to see if, like, you know, anything's coming up on your left that might be taking the same exit as you.
Yeah, things could creep in on the side of you as well. All the layouts are a little bit different on roundabouts. Some I'd advise you to even have a blind spot check. You know, it depends on if cars can keep travelling and there's much space on your left.
Yeah.
What's crucial is that you check that mirror or that direction or both before you actually steer in the direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got a couple for blind spot checking.
Yeah.
Changing lanes without blind spot checking, or checking after it's too late.
Yeah.
Like you've already almost landed in the next lane and then you've checked. What's the danger in checking that late, Luke?
If there's something there, you're either gonna go into them or you're gonna have to swerve back.
It's too late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as we're finishing up there, you know, there was an occasion there where we changed lanes. You did a lane change straight after that and remembered it.
Yeah.
So you've just got to remember your structure and your routine, really, to you know, best way to keep you alive. All right. So yeah, so there's that one sorted. Changing speed. So I felt there was quite a few occasions where we was coming up to roundabouts or slow moving, I think it was traffic lights, and not checking the mirrors.
Yeah.
Particularly centre before you change speed. Now you tell me at the beginning of the test and when I picked you up today why that's important.
Yeah.
So if you don't check the mirror, what won't you know?
If there's anyone there, or how close they are.
And what won't you be able to do?
Notify them of what you're going to do.
And if you notify them sooner, what's less likely?
Them to slam into the back of you.
Good man. So remember that one. Yeah. Again, your routine. As soon as you identify the hazard is anything that's going to cause you to change speed or direction. How is our changing speed and direction going to affect others? Let's see who's behind for a start, eh? And at the side, you know, if it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Signals necessary. We had one at the first roundabout.
Yeah.
The first roundabout that we exited, no, second actually. Second roundabout, I think there was a blue car in front of us. There was no signal there to exit, we could pop the lights on. Just pop the ignition on for us, Luke, if you don't mind. Cheers. Just light it up a bit.
Yeah.
Why do we need to signal when exiting roundabouts? What's the main function of it? What's the idea of a roundabout?
It used to help join up different roads and that.
Would you say it's to keep traffic flowing as well?
Yeah.
So if you don't signal in good time, what might you cause a car to do on the other side?
Well, they might think that you just... Oh, like on that other side of that exit. So...
Yeah, like so
Yeah.
say you're coming off here, like here, and then there's a car coming towards you from here.
Oh, waiting to pull off there.
It wants to
Yeah.
go, doesn't it? What might you cause it to do?
Well, if you don't signal, it's not going to know that you're pulling off there, so it's just going to sit there and wait for you.
You're going to cause it to slow down, aren't you?
Yeah.
Ultimately stop. Alright, so don't forget again your routine, mirror signal manoeuvre to exit.
Yeah.
In actual... right, no. I said serious fault for changing direction, it wasn't. The serious fault was changing speed. It's here or there really, I suppose, but there's 4 for changing speed.
Yeah.
Alright, there's only 3 for changing direction. I think 2 of them are blind spots, and the other one was coming off a roundabout.
Yeah.
In actual fact, yeah. So only 1 for coming off a roundabout. 2 blind spot missing. The other, a few others was a bit borderline, I've got to tell you. You know, there wasn't as early as they could have been, but it was just about okay. You know, you'd probably seen just before you hit something at the side of you, for example.
Yeah.
All right. Position normal stops. Now, when we're coming up to roundabouts, do you remember what distance we should be, as a reference, we should be keeping between us and other cars?
Tyre tarmac.
Tyres and tarmac. What's the reason for that?
It's just so... it's to like give you time to prepare, and if you need to do something whilst you're waiting, like if there's an emergency vehicle or something that's coming up, then you've got enough space to, like, you know, pull over a bit and then let them pass.
You can actually steer, can't you, out of the way?
Yeah.
What about on hills? If you've got a good gap in between you, what's the benefit?
Or if they
It's an incline.
if the one in front of you doesn't get their bite straight away, they're not going to slide back right into you.
So you've got a bit of room for error there, haven't you, if you've got tyres and tarmac gap.
Yeah.
Now, when you was coming up to your roundabout, she was getting closer and closer and closer. And what I found on the driving test, I didn't mark it down because I marked it as your stopping positions. You was just getting far too close to the car in front.
Yeah.
This is where accidents happen a lot at roundabouts. People leave minimal space and then they start looking to their right. Keyword, looking.
Yeah.
And they'll just look for far too long and then smash. Oh, they've hit the car in front because they've been staring for too long. So you need to be, your observations are good, don't get me wrong, but you need to safeguard yourself. You need to give yourself that room for error.
Yeah.
Alright. And if a pause does become a wait, use the handbrake.
Yeah.
Keep yourself still. She was holding herself at the holding point, and the holding point was becoming, the tyres moving, it was getting closer and closer, and the car in front was actually still stationary.
Yeah.
Okay. Position normal stop. So as well, I've marked you. There was when I asked you to pull over a couple of times. We parked in a position where we almost look like we're driving.
Yeah.
You've got nowhere near the
Bit
curb.
too far to the right.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, on a couple of them.
Yeah. Now you did it when we did the left reverse, but to be fair, you're not parking there, are you? You're getting yourself ready for a manoeuvre, and the idea of the left reverse is to turn the car around. It's not a parking exercise.
Yeah.
So to be fair, you're positioning there ready for your manoeuvre. So that's you know, but then ask you to pull over for the emergency stop, and you know it's really far away. So do be checking the left door mirror as well as the forward a couple of times as you're steering in, and you'll see where you are then.
Yeah.
Okay. Just don't want to confuse anybody with our positioning. You didn't obstruct anything coming past on the right though.
Yeah.
So you know it's not serious. There's one for planning and awareness. I'm struggling to remember what it is, to be honest with you, Luke. Planning and awareness.
Might have been when there was I forget what it was. It was the because there was that big truck thing, wasn't there? I think it was just around the corner.
Oh, For that, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't for that. You sort of dealt with that, to be fair. I'll tell you what it was. You know when we come onto that road where you turn right at that spiral roundabout with the bridge over the top?
Oh yeah.
You, as you was going down you just stayed in the right-hand lane all the way down.
Yeah.
Now, you did think to move in the left, but it was too late. There was a car on the inside. Luckily, it didn't undertake. If it had undertaken, I might have to consider giving a serious fault there, because you've caused a car to undertake and you should have moved back over. Now, you're fine to exit in the right, don't get me wrong, but you've got to be thinking about that bit sooner before you cause something to develop. There was one mirror check that I thought was absolutely crucial, and it was, you know, when we did get to the merge at the end of that same road, Harvey Road it was.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
There was a black car that actually let us go.
Yeah.
But as you were steering in, you was just looking straight forwards. Now, that car didn't leave any room. As we were steering in, it was right close to us.
Yeah.
So if you're changing direction in the road and you know there's a car on the inside, don't just trust the fact that they're going to give you all the room in the world. They might think that you're going to move off much faster than you are.
Yeah.
They're not going to really think, oh, Luke's on his driving lesson, I'll give him extra space. You know, it's not going to do that. So you needed to just at least check that just once during moving in. I know you did before, but the moving in took some time. So if it's taking time, things could be changing.
Keep on it.
Yeah, that's it. I've made a few. So altogether, Luke, there's 14 faults. But there's 3 serious, so you could say 2 of them are an accumulation.
Yeah.
So you could say you got 12. The emergency stop fault was a straight serious. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I've made a few additional notes for you. The slip road I felt that you should have used more of, and you should have had a higher speed. You know when we followed for Stoke A50?
Yeah.
You should have been, you know, you was coming into too early there.
It's got a lot of slip road for a reason.
Yeah, get your speed up. Yeah, don't be too hung up on the right and checking blind spot really early. Look forwards and be checking these mirrors, centre right, because you can keep your eyes forward and you'll be just flickering your eyes between the two. Blind spot's just the last thing you do before you just do any steering.
Yeah.
All right, so make more use of that, more speed as well. If there had been lorries there, I think you entered about 45, 50, you'd have caused lorries to slow down, for example.
Not the best.
Not the best, no, because then the lorry's probably going to have to change lanes. That's going to cause a bigger ripple effect behind us, you know.
Yeah.
So as I said, utilise slip roads. When you did the left reverse exercise, you was quite late in checking the right shoulder.
Yeah.
It was just okay, to be fair. You know, it's close to a serious fault, that. So why is it important that we check the right shoulder? So when the front end of the car swinging out, ready to go in the side road, why is that important?
If there's a car there, you might, and they're too close, you might swing around and hit them.
Yeah, it was unlikely that a car was probably going to usually unlikely a car was going to overtake there, because we had parked traffic on the right as well.
Yeah.
What might we not hear that might try and slip through the middle? That hasn't got an engine.
Like a bike or something.
Yeah, a bike. So you need to be checking that shoulder before you swing out, and probably, you know, depending on how long you're swinging, how long it takes, maybe a series of checks.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it was reasonable. There was a car coming towards us. I felt that you'd seen it. There was no need to stop because the car couldn't get past. So I felt like you used common sense there. I don't know whether it was intentional or what. You know, not usually we'd say we'd pause and establish what's going on before we continue. But it just did the right. It just seemed reasonable, really. So that's it, really, Luke. Is there anything that doesn't make sense there, and anything they feel that you can't put right going forwards? Because you've given me all the right answers to everything I've asked you.
I think it just needs a bit more practice of nailing it in, just to make sure that it's definitely in my head and that I remember what has to be done.
As remedial now, we can go away and work on these specific points, can't we?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of the mock test.
You find out what you're definitely not that good at, and then
in a test environment.
Yeah.
Was it what you expected?
I didn't think I'd pass it first time.
No.
I mean, if it wasn't for the serious parts that I just forgot a bit about. I don't think it was as bad as I thought, but obviously it's not the best.
It's going to be better next time, isn't it?
Should be.
It's just going to make you, you know, you're driving even stronger. This is so. We'll go away and work on this, and then we'll do another mock.
Yeah.
You know, maybe not next week, week after, for example. So that sound alright? Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well done, anyway. There's your mock sheet. Take that away.
Yeah.
Have a look over it and bring it to next session, because that's going to be our recap at the beginning of next time. Yeah.
Right.
Good stuff.